There's birds and thunder. I thought I'd try to take a minute and explain myself a little bit better. I'm I feel like I'm very transparent and open, but I do realize that I keep a lot of you know, what most people consider taboo, I'm very open about, and what most people, like people when they whip out their wallet and they're like, look, my picture of my kids and stuff. I don't share that stuff. If you notice, I don't share what most people share. I find that private. That's private to me. I try not to talk about my kids. I try not to generally. My daughter doesn't like it when I record her. I keep that stuff private. But you want to talk about sex, murder, I mean, anything that you think is taboo or kind of causes that cringe, totally fine with. But I'm very open about that stuff. But I'm very private about my family. I think I always will be. Um, but for my friends and the people that know me, because I'm not always, I don't always articulate kind of what I mean. When it comes to jealousy, this has come up quite a bit with a lot of people. I don't understand jealousy. I'm a very free spirit kind of person. I like to charge headlong into experiences. I like to have experiences. I don't believe in telling other people how they should live or what they should do. You want to join me on one of my experiences, great, that's fine. But it's not something I'm ever going to cram down somebody else's throat. Um, I watch, I offer, things like that, but I don't believe jealousy. Jealousy is insecurity. All jealousy does is show the other person's insecurity, right? If my husband said, I'm going to go to lunch with Debbie from work, I have no problem with that. I don't care if y'all go see a movie. Like, it just doesn't matter to me. It has nothing to do, none of that has anything to do with our love, let's say, right? Jealousy comes from a lack of trust, and probably a lack of respect, depending on the situation. And I don't believe in trying to make other people behave a different way based on my insecurities. And I realize they're insecurities because we're all human. We're all trying this. This is your one shot to be that person that you are. This is my one shot to be this expression, right? And so why do I want to spend all that time and energy? I don't understand, just like road rage. I don't understand people who spend all that time and energy focusing on things like jealousy, right? If you're experiencing jealousy, the first thing that should do is tell you that there's a problem with you. There's an insecurity within yourself, and why do you feel that way? And if it's a matter of somebody having broken your trust, then deal with that, right? But the tighter you try to hold on to something out of that insecurity, you choke it to death. You squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until it can no longer breathe, and then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's that circle, that cycle, that law of attraction. I think that because I married my husband, I took on his moral set, because I know I don't want to say looser morals, because I don't mean to make it sound like that necessarily. It isn't. I have a very strong moral set. It's just I have a lot less rules that I live by. That's my agreeable nature. I will not, even with my friends, it's not for me to tell you how to live your life, if you're right or wrong. I don't care. And it's not about any of that other stuff. It's just you being you. And I try to allow my friends to be themselves and not judge them. I just don't judge them. Everybody's life is different. I allow them, they're allowed to have their opinions and their truths, and I'm not offended or hurt or defensive because of them. Most people just need love. They need an honest, caring, unconditional love, no matter what. And I think that that's what gets lost in a lot of marriages now, is that unconditional love. I love you until you do something that really hurts me. Well, obviously. But unconditional love, when you attach yourself to someone, unconditional love says, we're going to have those hard times. There are going to be plenty of things you don't want to face and plenty of things that are uncomfortable, but I agree to face them and tackle them with you by judging, by communicating, feeling and stuff. And when I can't do that, it's very frustrating for me. Uh, it's very frustrating. I can make certain agreements within myself, and I have. Um, but if I can't, it's not my goal to tie you down. It's not my goal to suddenly sign a contract, a piece of paper, and it says now you're mine. Somehow something in a marriage license makes people feel like they have a certain amount of ownership, and I think that that's wrong. Um, it's it's been so skewed and it's so messed up, and I don't really believe in traditional. I don't believe in traditional marriage. Um, or I don't believe that people should be getting married because it's been so skewed and it's so messed up. And look at the divorce rate. Anyway, I'm not like that. I'm not a jealous person. I'm a very independent person. I'm a free spirit. I'm very agreeable. And there's not anything you can tell me that will shock me or make me judge you in a negative or a bad way. If you ever need to talk, I'm always willing to listen. Again, my brain goes some pretty interesting places sometimes. So believe me, you can't shock me. I've been through enough darkness. I've embraced it all. Um, there has to be times where you can look at the people in your life and be honest. I think it should be all the time, but not everybody's comfortable with that. I think there has to be days. There are days where I can look at my sister and go, like, not today. Can't do it today. That's bringing me down, or that's not what I want to experience or feel. Or I don't like you much right now. I'll get back with you after I've recentered or whatever it is. I need the ability to do that. I need the ability to go, like, I don't know, like, yesterday was a hard day for me. Yesterday, the day before yesterday was a hard day. And I'm not one that, it's not that I don't necessarily lean on people, but I know eventually I will find the answers I'm looking for. I just have a little bit of patience and don't stress so much. So I don't necessarily go like, oh shit, I'm having this horrible time, I need to talk to someone. I don't want to just reach out. More often than not, like, I actually feel a little bit bad for the other day. I feel bad sometimes when I post things that are personal like that, because it's, number one, it's just my perspective of the thing, and I feel that is unfair to anybody else I may be talking about, or anybody else who is part of the situation. It's not my place. I don't feel like it's my place to put those things out there. It's probably why I'm very private about it. But sometimes I regret it. I'm like, oh, that wasn't maybe painted in the best light, but I have to be honest. Honesty is a beautiful thing. Integrity, honesty, just to be honest, just to say, no, I'm not feeling it right now, or, yeah, you want to go have a lunch date with Debbie, have at it. It just doesn't, I don't know. It's not that I'm flighty. It's not that I'm flitty. It's not that, it's not any of those things. I just don't believe in trying to make anybody else live to my rules or my standards. And I know that most people aren't, I get labeled, I get labeled a lot of things. A lot of people make assumptions about me because I am so, I want to say loose because I don't mean loose, but I am, but definitely relaxed in life. And it doesn't mean that I'm off, sleeping with every person, but that's how that gets taken. It doesn't mean I'm doing that at all. I believe in decency. I believe in decency and communication and honesty. And as long as you have those things, graciousness, love, compassion, you have to have those things. You have to exhibit those things if you want to get them. Some people are capable of getting them back, and some people aren't. And it's c'est la vie, it is what it is. Life goes on. Turn your attention sets intentions. I don't know. It's just kind of rambly. It's beautiful out. It's beautiful outside. The birds have a lot to say. Can you hear them? Just chittering away. And if you heard that, my stomach does that sound all the time. So if you ever have anything you feel is really heavy, or you have something that you think other people wouldn't understand or other people are going to judge you for, then I'm the perfect person to talk to, because I won't judge you for it. I won't tell it all around town or any of that stuff. I'll just simply listen and offer support, unconditional love. Offer unconditional love. I love people. I love the experience of life, the possibilities in life. But absolutely, those are the hummingbirds. They're fighting. They're very territorial. But yeah, if there's something you need to voice, or you need to hear yourself voice it, and talking to a tape recorder isn't enough, or, then call me. Send me a message. Let me know you need to call. I'll make time. I'll listen. Get it out there. It's so freeing. It's so freeing. And it helps you accept yourself. It builds a certain amount of confidence. And I don't know. I don't know what my life holds in the future. I do know that I will always continue to be a free spirit. I thrive. I thrive in change. I thrive. I make a joke that, before you start your life in heaven, there's all these lines. You can which line do you want to get in to have your experience? How do you want the theme of your experience to be? And I must have looked at them all, and the line for awkward was probably the shortest. And I was like, great, look, short line, straight to adventure. Jumped in that line, and so the theme of my life is just sort of awkward. And awkwardness, and backwardness. And I love it. I love everything about it. I not necessarily that I love being inappropriate, but I love my mistakes. I I thrive in awkward. I'm glad it was the shortest line. Jumped right on into life, and it's been nonstop ever since. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm not traditional. I'm not conventional. I don't know if I will ever tether to those things.